So the last time I worked on this, I had a little problem. The problem was that I started drilling the holes in the middle of it, and the initial hole was just a little bit off center. And by the time I was done that day there, I had actually yanked this thing right out of its I'd yanked this thing right out of the chuck that was holding it. And the reason why I yanked out of the chuck was because that as I drilled a bigger and bigger hole using a bigger and bigger bit, it just developed more and more vibration, and as a result, I was lucky, I guess, that I didn't split the thing in some way or form. But for the most part, it's still pretty much in good shape here. But I can show you exactly what I need to do now. Is I actually need to try to get it back in a round shape, and you can see I use silver there to mark the amount of wood that needs to be drilled away there in order to get it back into a round shape. So I didn't have a tool to do that with in the past, so I actually went to a wood show in downtown St. Paul for the purpose of getting that tool, and I'm going to try using that today. And instead of using wood lathe, I'm actually going to use the turn the wood lathe into drill press, and then I'm going to use it, put a sanding bit on it, and actually sand the inside of this so that I hopefully can get it back in a round enough shape that I can continue with the project. So that's what we're up to today.
How far down you might be demoted again. I'm assuming.
Okay, so I'm going to try to make this thing here fit into this hole here. There's just a little bit of difference in the diameter right there, so I have to essentially gouge this out almost in the same way that I'm going to try gouging this out right here with this new little bit here that I've got here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, we got it all set up, so we're going to start rolling her here. Okay, we'll check it and see what the size looks like on it.
I think he had a couple of trade offers for mid to late first round picks.
This is redwood here, so it's pretty easy wood to cut. We're going to be cutting maple with it in the future right here. Looks like I still have ways to go here.
What it means is that in the compensation package that team, if Marco accepted the offer sheet and the Wild didn't counter to this question, but you can't, that Garen's preference would have been to trade him. No, I don't know if necessarily that.
Okay, that's not. So we go on and start working on the inside of the real thing there.
And now this sort of buys him 3 years because he's got no work. And Tim Conley's going to join about 4.
Okay, so we're going to start working on the inside right here and try to essentially get this silver ring out of here. So hopefully this will go fairly quickly. Okay, so we're making progress here on this.
We'll see. So I don't. I just
Maybe
don't
I'll
think it needs to
reset
be
the
a finished
camera
product
here
right off the hop. He's
and
not going to be. Big
go
Rock Faber
forward.
was
But
2
boy,
years
we've taken
older.
off about,
He was really
well, I'd say at least
professionally ready
2/3
to
of the
play.
amount that we need to take
I
off.
remember the Wild that year. Made it extremely clear to me that
Okay,
he's
if
going
we
to have to
take a
win
close
games, but
look
they don't
at
have
this
really a
right here, you
set.
can
Like
see
here's
there's kind of
the
a
breakdown. Like last
a
year, they
lip
almost had
inside there
written
that
out
that's
when Fleury was going to play
as
and when
much as it
Gustafson was going to
can
play
come
right at the
up
beginning of the
over the
year. I
top
don't think
part
they're at that point yet. So
right
much
there.
flower
So
in
that's
addition.
looking
Flowers
pretty
going to
darn
probably play
good.
practical joke after practical
So
joke because this guy's
go
giving
in
jokes. He has
and
a
we'll
lot of
take
time on
off a
his
little bit
hands.
more.
Billy is going to sort
I'm
of
pretty impressed
bring
with
him
this a
into the
little
front
bit.
office and to the team the way that he did with guys like Alagowski and Stepan, where they kind of work in different departments, learn a lot of things. They'll probably be right to at every game. Probably be getting some extension thoughts at stake this year. Yeah, I think so too. But I will say I haven't point blank asked him do you feel like you're
Well, this has done a really good job, I think, and
that type of stuff. But
I'm going to still need to go back down a little bit lower then and take out material all around in that area right there, but that's not near as critical as getting this top part here in the shape that it needs to be in. So anyway, I think I'll probably do this without recording it here.
Okay, so I don't know if I did an adequate job of explaining what this block here was for, but in any case, what I did was I took this here and put it down in there like that, and that gave me a nice flat base to operate with there, so that I could just move this big thing around right here, and I could essentially use that as a wider base, so that I wasn't potentially getting into issues with tilting the thing back and forth or anything like that. You don't want to do that when you're working on the project that we had here today. So that was the only thing that this was for. Well, I guess it was for one other aspect of it too, and that's that if you take a look at the very bottom of this right here, it's not really flat, and it doesn't need to be flat, but it would have needed to be flat if I was just putting this down and you can see what happens there. It just kind of wobbles all over the place. So this base here was designed just simply as a tool here to keep the thing flat during the time that I was working on it with that high-speed sanding bit.